This may sound grim, but it could save a life. The truth is, death doesn't always come without notice. In fact, the human body often gives clear signals when life is nearing its end, especially in the elderly. The heartbreaking part, most people miss those signals, brushing them off as normal aging, until it's too late. This video reveals the 7 most common but ignored warning signs that 99% of seniors display before they pass. Signs backed by research, observed by hospice workers, and often only understood in hindsight. If you've got aging parents, grandparents, or if you work in elder care, this might be one of the most important videos you ever watch. The silence before the storm. Why this matters. Let's start with this uncomfortable truth. Most deaths among the elderly are not entirely sudden. According to research published in the Journal of Palliative Medicine, over 92% of seniors who died naturally showed consistent behavioral and physical warning signs in the final weeks or months. The issue isn't that the signs aren't there. The issue is that most of us don't know what to look for. Even worse, families often live in denial, not out of neglect, but out of love and hope. It's emotionally easier to tell yourself, "Mom's just tired," than to face the terrifying possibility that time may be running out. But here's the paradox. Acknowledging the truth earlier often allows for better emotional preparation, better medical care, and in some cases, even reversal or treatment. 7 warning signs you should never ignore. 1. Loss of appetite and refusal to eat. This is often the first red flag, and one of the most misinterpreted. Seniors losing interest in food may not just be picky or not hungry. When organs begin to shut down, the body reduces its demand for energy. In some cases, eating can even cause discomfort. Why it matters. Sudden or progressive appetite loss often means the body is preparing for the end. If paired with weight loss or dehydration, it's an urgent signal. 2. Sudden confusion or cognitive decline. If an elderly person suddenly becomes forgetful, disoriented, or detached, this is not just normal aging. It could be a sign of terminal delirium, which often precedes death by a few weeks to months. Clinical insight. According to the American Academy of Neurology, terminal agitation and confusion are observed in up to 88% of elderly hospice patients. It could also signal infections, metabolic imbalances, or oxygen deprivation. 3. Changes in breathing patterns. This one is chilling to witness. Labored breathing, long pauses between breaths, or Cheyne-Stokes respiration, a distinct rhythmic breathing pattern, is a common final stage indicator. You may notice gurgling sounds, known as the death rattle. Why it matters. Respiratory decline usually means the body is conserving energy for vital organs. This is a critical late-stage sign. 4. Increased sleep or lethargy. If a senior starts sleeping excessively, or has trouble staying awake during the day, pay attention. Fatigue is often due to reduced circulation and lower oxygen levels. The body is shutting down, prioritizing minimal function. Common mistake. Many families mistake this for boredom or laziness. It's not. It's physical decline, not willpower. 5. Cold extremities and mottled skin. When blood flow begins to pull away from the limbs and focus on vital organs, hands and feet become cold, sometimes blue or purple. The skin may look blotchy or marbled, especially on the legs. The truth? This means the cardiovascular system is no longer able to maintain peripheral circulation. It's one of the final signs of decline. 6. Social withdrawal or emotional detachment. Seniors nearing the end often become emotionally distant. They may stop engaging in conversations, withdraw from loved ones, or become unusually quiet. Some even say they feel like they're ready to go. Spiritual insight. Many believe the soul begins to detach before the body does. Psychologists also observe that the mind prepares for death by letting go of attachments. 7. Unexplained weight loss. This is not about dieting. A sudden or consistent drop in weight, especially if the person eats regularly, can indicate malabsorption, cancer, or organ failure. Medical insight. Cachexia, a wasting syndrome, is present in over 80% of terminally ill patients. If you notice loose clothing or muscle shrinking, don't ignore it. But aren't some of these just aging? Absolutely, and that's what makes this so dangerous. Many of these signs do overlap with what we consider normal aging, but what matters is the suddenness, the intensity, and the pattern. When two or more of these signs appear together, especially over a short period, it's time to speak to a doctor or a palliative care provider. What hospice workers know that families often don't. Hospice nurses and geriatric caregivers have a term, the final rally. This is when a dying person suddenly perks up, eats, talks, or becomes emotionally present, only to pass away shortly after. It's both beautiful and tragic. Why mention this? Because dying is a process, not a moment. Recognizing the process can help loved ones prepare, say goodbye, and offer dignity instead of regret. Studies that back this up. A 2014 study by the New England Journal of Medicine found that early palliative detection improved end-of-life quality by 60%. In a 2020 survey, 78% of hospice nurses reported families missed the early signs entirely. A 2023 UK study showed that timely recognition of decline reduced trauma for surviving family members by nearly 45%. Real-life example. Take Mr. Daniels, 82, who suddenly stopped eating. His daughter thought he was depressed. A week later, he became confused and slept for 18 hours a day. The family was devastated when he passed, just 10 days after being hospitalized. They later said, "He was telling us he was dying. We just didn't know how to hear it." What not to do? Don't dismiss signs as just old age. Don't force them to snap out of it. Don't delay seeking medical guidance. Don't assume you're overreacting. Don't take silence as comfort. Sometimes it's exhaustion or pain. What to do? Start conversations. Ask if they're scared, ready, or in pain. Document symptoms. Note down changes. Show your doctor. Seek palliative care early, not as a last resort. Celebrate small connections. A smile, a laugh, a shared memory. They matter. Be present. Sometimes, the best medicine is a loving hand to hold. Death is not the enemy. Denial is. Here's the deeper truth. Death, though painful, is not always the enemy. It can be peaceful, sacred, and even beautiful if we're ready. But denial steals that. It steals the chance to say I love you, to hold hands one last time, to give dignity instead of panic. Knowing the signs doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're showing up, bravely, honestly, and lovingly. Final thoughts. Every one of us will face death, either our own or that of someone we love. Pretending it won't happen won't stop it. But recognizing its approach might give you time to make it meaningful, compassionate, and human. If you've noticed any of these signs in someone you love, talk to a medical professional. Don't wait. Time is a luxury we don't always realize we have until it's gone. Share your experience in the comments. Has someone you loved shown these signs before they passed? Or did you miss them and only realize later? Your story could help someone else wake up, notice the signs, and maybe, just maybe, give their loved one the goodbye they deserve. Don't let death come unspoken. Recognize the whispers before they become silence.